That's plenty loud. Hello, Happy New Year. How is everyone doing? All right. I love that. I love that word. All right, guys, we are going to start off the new year with our Y4C2Ts, and I love that everybody is in here. This is awesome. Great turnout for the new year. So just wanted to go over a few things, but we'll just say our mission together. So to build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving. I know the other template shows it big and you guys are used to that. So it's all good. So our brand, our promise, we're going to get the new 2025 numbers updated here probably in the next month or so, but just wanted to push out there that, you know, we are the premier residential company estate brokerage in the southeastern Wisconsin committed area to delivering excellence. And we want to make sure that you guys know that through and through. None of the leadership team at any of the offices would not be here if it isn't for you guys. If it isn't for you guys out there working day to day with your clients and doing all the things that you do, none of the leadership team would have an office to run. So we want you guys to know that. We believe in custom tailored support, dynamic training, and vibrant and inclusive cultures that make businesses both purposeful and fun. So we just want to say thank you to you guys. Year-end reporting update. We're currently finalizing year-end report. So 1099 forms will be mailed out. Again, there's been a lot of reminders to you guys, but if you have moved in the last year and your address has changed, please, please, please get that updated to us. I'm looking at you, Taylor. A few of you. Awesome. No, I know so many of you have had address changes this year, and a lot of them we've gotten updated.
Can I tell you something? I sent a Christmas card to every KW associate. Yeah, you did. They have that. I'm afraid. Like two or three.
Two.
It means I love you. I know a lot of people moved because a lot of in our system
Came back.
The amount of bounce backs I get from Christmas cards, I'm like, come on. Thanks for the money.
Yeah. Now, we all know that none of you are going to ask. Yeah. And I know none of you are going to ask for your 1099s till October 1st, because that's how you play every year. You file an extension, you wait until the deadline of October 15th, and then you start asking for your 1099s again that you somehow misplaced, lost, or didn't get in the mail. But if you will please, please, please update your address so that we can make sure you guys get all the information that you need when you need, we appreciate it. Additional reports and timing. So again, closed transaction report, itemized expense reports, deduction reports. If you have any of these things, please make sure they're ready so that we can get everything finalized before awards. Teams, rainmakers. We will be sending out reports at some point in the month of January to review with your admins. Just keep that in mind if you're an admin for a team or team rainmakers, just so we can review numbers. Remember, sometimes there's a little bit of discrepancy when it comes from team members to final reports. We want to make sure that the right numbers are displayed before the awards. Education and events. So we've had a packed-filled January. A lot of stuff going on. We have a couple lunch and learns happening. So we have separate slides for those, but just want to make sure you guys are aware of all the things going on. We've got Ignite happening, so that's exciting. Accelerator will take place next month. We have Martin Luther King Day coming up this month. We have Joe Carducci coming in for those that are in PC, and it's open to everyone. He's coming in on the 23rd. He's going to be teaching 9 to 12 practical strategies for buyers and sellers. So it's a huge one. And then he's doing like a leadership thing in the afternoon. We've got a ton of really good classes. So make sure you guys are paying attention to the calendar. I know a lot of you guys don't read your email, or maybe skip over Kathleen's amazing email that she puts together for you guys weekly. Yep, I know you're all shaking your head. We don't. If you don't read the email that she takes the time to send out with all the information and the links, the one thing I ask you to do is subscribe to the calendar through your MyKW system. If you don't know how to do that, come see me. It takes 2 seconds. I can literally link this calendar to your Gmail calendar. I've done it for a lot of you in this office. Then it populates on your calendar every single day. You don't have to look at the email. You don't have to look at the calendar, but I promise you, she puts a lot of content in there and a lot of information on there. And her favorite thing is when you come ask her, hey, when is this class or when is this day? And she just took the time to put it in this amazing email for you. So show her some love and please read the email. All right, luxury training call that is coming up this week, January 10th at 10 a.m. You do not have to be in luxury or already luxury qualified to be on this call. So if it's something that interests you, please jump on the call. And again, to qualify for luxury, you have to do 4 transactions in a 24-month period over $700,000. And that qualifies you for the luxury division. Ignite is kicking off. Let me move this little bad boy. Charlie's kicking it off.
All right, can I tell you something?
Yes. No one's gonna tell you no.
We have 100 people registered for Ignite. 100.
Wow.
And, Dana, go to the next slide.
Yes.
Here's the thing with Ignite. Some of you have heard this before. You don't have to be new to go. Here's the beauty of Ignite. It's diversity of thought and diversity of approach. Okay? My job tomorrow is to give you a real kick in the shorts to get you going for 2026, and we'll talk about that here in a sec. But Eddie, it's great to see you back.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. But you want to learn how Newbie basically now has a brand partnership from a content creation where Visit Milwaukee is paying for all of his stuff because of the platform he's built. You should come. If you want to learn what makes Jay run his business through the profit first model, or the Shipleys in terms of how do you turn your database into a data bank, or anyone in between, or the Gene Grecos to help you envision your future. The key to it is diversity of thought and diversity of approach. So you can learn from your peers who are literally giving you the playbooks of what makes them successful. Ignite is just the structure of the platform in which they deliver it from. Does that make sense? If you want to, we run Ignite twice a year, once in January, once in August. Last year, we ran it in New Berlin and Tosa, so we're kicking it off in January in the North Shore. And if you want to come to one, great. If I'm being honest, the question I get the most, if you're brand new, how many people are literally brand new within the last 12 months? Okay. You know, the first question I get asked, 80% of people don't make it to year 2. 80%. The 20% who do, the math works. 80% of people who go to every one class of Ignite in the 2 times a year that we offer it, 80% of people make it to year 2. Life's about choices. There you go. There's my Ignite pitch.
And I just realized we were missing one of our slides that you guys love doing here. So I'm just gonna say it. What bucket fills do you have? Yeah, that's a huge one, especially after the end of the year, beginning of the year, start off. Anybody have any bucket fills? Did anybody help you out through the holidays, opening any doors for you, hosting an open house, helped you out when you needed? All right, well then we will keep moving. Oh, yes, go ahead.
Yeah, just want to shout out to everybody at Let's Go who helped renovate that office. It looks amazing and
It
beautiful.
does, and if you guys haven't seen it, please go to a tour. It is freaking amazing. Yeah, awesome. You guys did a really good job. The whole team did, and they were in there painting like crazy. So
Good job on your bookshelf, Katie.
yes, Katie, if you haven't heard the story, she was a rock star.
Needs help with bookshelves.
Or building furniture. She's your girl. All right, awesome, guys. All right, Cream City Mortgage, they are doing a lunch and learn here in our office next Tuesday. So how Cream City Mortgage can help you secure more accepted offers. We hear that often from you guys, that you feel like your offer is being pushed up against several other offers and you're not winning out. Do not miss this class. And you get lunch, and Gustavo is teaching it. So
Is there no team meeting next week then?
there's no team meeting. It's a lunch and learn instead of a team meeting next week. All right, guys. For those of you that are going to family reunion, I know there's several of you still contemplating it back and forth. Let us know. There are tons of people selling tickets. So we were able to secure 2 more agents that got them for like $7.99. So there's a lot of them floating out there. If you decide you want to go, it's a huge lineup. If you can make it, definitely make it. Tickets were not bad. You can fly out of Milwaukee. I think Dawn and I are going. We paid like what, $3 something. Direct flight right into Atlanta, Georgia. So yeah, Delta. Is it? Okay. Yeah, I think we paid $3.53, but we did buy it a little early, so. And then compliance updates. Miss Lisa is gonna come up here and go over some slides with you guys.
These are reminders. So everyone should have gotten an email about the new Sentry Lock boxes. So they're it's not just a, app update, they're actual new boxes. So gather up, wrangle your old ones, and you're going to get ready and go swap them out. So still Sentry Lock, but it's going to be faster to use. You're just gonna tap your phone to the lockbox to open, which is really neat, and a longer battery life. So that's great. So next slide.
Is anyone planning on going to that, like, to swap all the stuff?
Oh,
Can I
yeah.
give you one of mine to drop off? I'm gonna be not.
You'll have to check with Gmar first.
I think they might be requiring.
Yeah, I think they're requiring the agent themselves to bring them or an admin from the team.
I don't need it to swap, I just want to drop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Don't even go there, J-Lo.
If you can't make it to the next or to the training, the 13th to the 15th, then you should contact GMAR because they will do some small trainings at GMAR, but it's not like they want as many people as possible to go to the big event where they're paying for the space and everything. So it's only a 30-minute training time. It's really easy to sign up. Raise your hand if you signed up already.
About a third of the room. Awesome.
Okay, so you want to be like the cool kids who raise their hands. So there was an email that came from Sentry Lock. Search your deleteds. If you deleted it,
It's probably with Kathleen's email.
yeah, it's hanging out with Kathleen's email. So everyone, unless you're out of town, should have 30 minutes to pop by during those 3 days. So that's that.
And it's down the street too.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not far. So bring your old lockbox there. They're going to shut off those lockboxes. They're going to stop working. So there is a grace period. And then, again, smaller training sessions available, but where they want everybody possible to go to the big event. The current app on the phone is going to be updated. You don't have to re-download it. So next slide. And then, opportunity reminders, upload all your contract related documents to your opportunities. So, a lot of us are really good at putting all the initial things in, and then like we get inspection amendments or that like weird amendment on the last day where like a credit was exchanged or something. Make sure you put all of those into command. And everything should be in command within 7 days of the contract execution. So that's either 7 days from signing that new listing or 7 days from accepted offer. And then GMAR dues, if you're on our naughty list that you did not pay your dues, they're now past due. You get to pay $225.
Not to us.
No, not to us. We're not going shopping. So, but the GMAR is going to consider you a new member. So that's what that $225 is. You will lose your MLS access on January 20th, and there's no more reminders coming out from Michelle at GMAR. So,
And not our Michelle.
no.
Yeah,
So
so it's the same pricing that like if you were a brand new agent and you were just coming into our office, that's what you would pay. They're charging you that same pricing. So thankfully we don't have many. I think there were like six. Yeah,
yeah.
6, 7. No. There's 6 or 7 on the list. Obviously I have teenagers, but yeah, so get those paid, guys. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about that fee though.
And then just a reminder, the compliance helpline, this is the one number you call any day of the week. When it's Monday through Thursday, you'll get either myself or Sarah. When it is Friday through Sunday, you might get Sarah or me, or you might get Steph, Andrew, Ashley, or Joan from the other offices.
I suggested to a few agents last time, take a picture of this. We've posted it as well, but make it the icon for your phone contact in your phone. So that way, like if you're calling people, yeah, Tony.
Do we still not have a central compliance email?
No.
No, okay.
No. So if it's something, if you want to email, just realize that your response might not come at the speed that you want it. But if you want to email compliance, just email Sarah and I both.
Okay, great, thank you.
And this phone number is also in the NKE apps, for speed dial.
Yes.
So it should be easy to open that app and click call.
Is there anyone in here that doesn't have the MKE app yet? Okay, awesome. You all have it. Sweet.
And then just a reminder, there are contract trainings on Zoom Mondays at noon, and everyone should go to Ignite.
Who in here is going to Ignite? Or some of them, maybe not all of them? Okay, okay.
I think that's all I had.
All right. It is Charlie Staley's minute. Yep. Oh, yep. Keen and Tidy, guys, they are offering a 15% realtor referral. So in the month, you can get 15% off. So if you or your own personal home or your clients are needing, please book this now. They will come out and do it. I see several of you taking pictures, so I will leave it up for a second. Anything you want to add to that?
Nope, just where right now, I mean, and usually I tell you guys, like, we're booked out like a week or 2 weeks right now. I mean, we can literally do a 48 turnaround. January is a slower time for all of our apartment complexes and stuff. So if you guys want it for your own house, and usually we don't even offer that, but we right now have openings still for the month of January.
Awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, I will let you take over.
Ladies and gents, you have a good holidays? All right. So I'll give you a 3-part series. You ready?
Yep.
Part 1. I'm going to give you my residential real estate outlook for 2026. There is a much more in-depth and broad presentation available to you on the KW Realty MKE app. If you want to go deeper, I kind of stripped it back a little bit for presentation purposes. But this is a conglomeration of like 8 different presentations that I boiled down into one to say, all right, what is my personal opinion on where I think our market is going? 2, I'm going to give you a synopsis of a memo that Jeff Bezos wrote that you need to be thinking about heading into 2026, that he wrote in 2016. And then lastly, if you haven't been paying attention, there have been a lot of big moves happening in our environment. Big moves. And they're the first of many, I can tell you that. There's more to come. And so what I wanted to do as we started the year was to give you guys some transparency around where we are as an ecosystem, where we are, how I'm thinking about how we're driving the organization forward, and how we're going to serve you to help you win in 2026. Sound good? Ask questions in any of it, in all of it. As I tell people all the time, I'm an Irish Catholic. I can't lie, and I don't hold secrets well. So I just tell you how I see it. Sound good? All right, here you go. So 2026, here's what I'm going to back up quick. Last December of 2024, I gave you a 2025 prediction. Here's how it played out. Closed units, I said it'll be up mid-single digits. I think we finished the year up 2%. A little soft on my prediction, but we were still up is up. Closed dollar volume, I said we would be up 7%. We'll finish the year up 9%. Not we, the market. Okay. That was pretty spot on. I said rates, we'll expect a downshift to create an opportunity for a refi environment. It started at 6.5. In 2024, it was 7. Now it's at 6.1. That happened. And you can see so on and so forth. So what's going on within the economy? A couple things to point out. When you look at job gains since pre-COVID record high of payroll employment, Wisconsin's up 3%. A couple comments on that as you think about this for the next 5 years of your career, okay? If you just look at the growth that's happened on 94 South, and if you're paying attention to the news as to what's happening all the way up 43 North to Port Washington, and then if you didn't know this, Madison is one of the fastest growing metropolitan areas in the U.S., and they really are struggling from a development standpoint to go further west, which means Madison has to go east. And so if you look at where all that is playing out, and you look at where unemployment sits right now across the U.S., which is the blue line, and the green line is Wisconsin, which basically means Wisconsin is far outperforming U.S. trends, means our region is growing, people are gainfully employed, which is all positive indicators for our business, because people need to be gainfully employed in order to transact real estate. Okay. So what does this mean for rates? I will say this with a caveat. There's a lot of geopolitical factors that can throw this entire prediction off, especially if you paid attention as to what happened on Sunday morning. I say that because the last time this happened, which was February of 2022,
When Russia invaded Ukraine, rates spiked, our market went haywire, and so geopolitical factors aside, that could throw things totally off. I'm working under the assumption that we're not going to, have those issues into 2026. Now, having said all that, a couple things to point out. When you look at one of the most robust years of residential real estate was 2000 to 2008, the average mortgage rate during that period was 6.1%. As it stands today, we're basically at 6.1%. The reason this is important is this: it's the lowest rates have been in over a 3-year period. Now, what does that do to applications? Remember, we're in a very commoditized space. This is Mortgage Purchase Application Index. And what you see here, applications of mortgages, is an indication of demand. And if you follow the trend lines for 2025, you see demand from an application standpoint is up substantially versus our previous 2 years within the market. Yeah, Ross.
Do you know if that is new mortgages or is that refinances? Are those combined?
It probably combined. That's a good question, though. When you look at weekly home mortgage applications to buy a home, good segue, Ross. Going back to January of 2022, you can see the trend line goes from the bottom left to the bottom right, which is applications from a demand standpoint, which is an indication of people want to buy real estate. This is all positive wind in our sales. Okay. Now I'm going to shift gears a little bit into industry sales metrics. You have to remember, for the last effectively from 2015 to 2022, we operated in an environment where we never had less than 5 million transactional units in the US. For the last 3 years, we barely scraped by getting above 4 million. Over that 3-year period, at 1 million homes a year that we didn't transact, it was 3 million transactional units that just went poof from the universe. Okay. And when you look at where it was in January of 21 to 22 to where it was effectively nearly 7 million transactional units going down to 4 million units, the market, was almost cut in half in the matter of like a 2 to 3 year period. The other thing that's crazy, if you were to go back even further in this, just quick show of hands, who was operating their businesses during the 2008, 2009, 2010? Okay, a handful of you. We're effectively operating in the exact same environment from a transactional units perspective. The challenge of it is, the reason why you might not feel that way or why consumers aren't so hypersensitive to it is twofold. Appreciation gains have been so much where on a per unit basis, all agents are making more money, so they don't feel the impacts to it, right? And two, because your homeowners their balance sheets look better, they're not freaking out about it. So here's my word of something you need to be thinking about. Focusing on your units, because the market gives you volume. You control the transactional unit with the relationships that you have and the people that you serve. If your units were up in 2025 versus 24, 23, or 22, you took market share. And or if they were flat, you took market share. Now, the challenge of it is, and I know a lot of agents who say, well, I sold $10 million last year. And I say, well, but did you sell more units or less units? Well, less units, but I sold 10 million. But you lost market share. So what does that mean? My point to it is you got to be chasing your units. The volume will come, but chase your units. And you head into 2026. This is listing inventory just in the state of Wisconsin. One thing to note, this is from 2017 to basically today. In 2017, there were 36,000 active listings. And at the lowest point in 2022, we were about 7,000 listings. You can see why the market got tight over a period of time, correct? And here's the good news, listing agents and buyer's agents. The trend line has been going up since 2023. We have more listing inventory. I forgot to add this slide, but I will tell it to you. Currently in the state of Wisconsin today, there is more homes that have a mortgage rate above 6% than those that have a mortgage rate below 4%. The reason why that's important is you're going to start to see that de-thawing or unlocking of inventory available in the marketplace. It's not a bad little thing to have in the back of your mind as you're communicating to your buyers or sellers. The challenge of it is going to be this. You're starting to see the vital signs such as days on market go up. That's in correlation to the trend line we're seeing on listing inventory. The challenge of it is that you guys are dealing with clients who have recency bias, who thinks their home is worth, I don't know, $500,000 and should be sold in 24 hours. You have to combat that recency bias in order to tell people and level set with where we are. Days on market are going up because more inventory is coming to the market. And yet demand hasn't softened as it looks when you look at it on the backside as it relates to mortgage application data. So we're in a really healthy environment. We're just coming out of a very unhealthy environment thinking everyone thinks that that's how the market should play. It's not. We're just entering into a bit more of a balanced period. Does that make sense? So when we look at pricing, this is really interesting, especially for those of you who transacted and clients are like, did I buy at the peak of the market? The answer is no, because homes have continued to appreciate. Since Q1 of 2020, homes in the state of Wisconsin are up 64%. Long term, I continue to believe that Wisconsin's going to be a very healthy environment in terms of it being a safe and stable asset for people. Here's why. A lack or low incidence of natural disaster, general affordability, and 3 that we're not really talking about yet, but it will be in the next 3 to 5 years. Insurance premiums in the Midwest will be a very attractive thing when people in Florida right now are selling because they can't afford their insurance premiums. So hence my commentary of like in the very beginning, the 94 corridor, the 43 corridor, our region is growing. It's very healthy. There's been a lot of new business to the region, and I like where the region sits as it relates to what this looks like for the next 3 to 5 years for our business. Because if you are still here and you were able to survive the last 3 years, my bold prediction is you're about to enter into a period of the next 5 to 10 years that will be a good run. And you'll have an opportunity to really do something with your businesses. This is house appreciation. US is blue line. The red line is the state of Wisconsin. This goes to the story of the state of Wisconsin. Like it's a safe and stable asset for people, residential real estate. And I believe that trend line will continue with that to separate from the US trend, because I think where you're going to see depreciation is Arizona, Texas, and Florida. And that's why the blue line will separate from the red line, where Wisconsin will outperform industry averages. So another thing as it relates to how you think about your, yes, Sue. Everybody's up. The green's up more. And we're in a really good, I believe that we're in a really good position as it relates to our direct neighbors of Minnesota, Iowa, and Illinois, due to general affordability of what it is to live within our markets. Now, home changes by price category, important to understand. This is when you look at different segments of price populations. The high end of the market is the first to lead us into a housing recession, and the high end of the market is the first to lead us out of a housing recession. Why? Those with the most amount of assets understand where markets are going and typically drive where markets go. And they're viewing residential real estate as a safe and stable asset, as, you know, by here. It's an indication of consumer confidence in the asset class. It's led by the high end. Okay. And the reason why I share that with you, and I share this with you every single month, is to say it's why we focus from a strategy standpoint on the luxury space, because the luxury space effectively, not that we only want to be luxury, we want to sell homes to everyone on all price points, but this is important because it helps us. I can see trends before they hit the regular market because of our market share within the luxury space. Okay. And then real estate as a net worth, you can see how real estate has really helped people improve their net worth position across the US. Lastly, and this is really firmly why I'm so bullish on the market in the next 5 years, is demographics that are at play. And there's only one slide you need to see, and it's this one. This is the generations, effectively ages 100 to 0. Okay. Last year, 65% of all transactions were people of the age of 55 to 65. The reason being, this generation from 50 to 65 effectively is in a transitionary phase of their life. Empty nesters, moving, downsizing, whatever it might be, they were for a period of time also the largest generation in the US. Okay. As that generation continues to age over the next 10 years, it's going to unlock an inordinate amount of inventory that is currently held within that generation. And guess who is coming up right behind it that is going to be able to buy homes for the very first time? The current largest generation in the US labor force, which is the millennials. And that is our 10-year future. So if you think about it, in the next 10 years, baby boomers will be transitioning, millennials will be coming of age where they can transact real estate, which is why I'm very bullish on what the next 5 to 10 years look like for our industry. Okay. So here's my predictions for 2026. I think closed units in our market will be up 4% or more. I think a lot of that's driven by more inventory and unlocking of rate freezes of those who were sitting below 4% and more sitting at 6%. More inventory with increased demand means more transactional units. I think closed dollar volume, I think homes will continue to appreciate at 8% or more in 2026. I think rates are going to stabilize. I don't think you should expect much of a rate hike or a rate drop. I think they're going to stabilize right around 6 to 6.2. Inventory will continue to dethaw and unlock because people are going to have life events, and the current administration will create some sort of tax policy to get inventory turnover because they will use it as a mechanism to increase GDP and stimulate the economy. Demand demographics are in our favor, and I call it the Wisconsin advantage, which is, the Wisconsin advantage is this. The region's growing. We have employment and our affordability. Our unemployment is significantly lower than the U.S. average, and we have a stable environment from natural disaster insurance premiums, so on and so forth. I like where we're at. And if I'm a betting man, I'm betting on this group to take advantage of the market at the moment. Sound good?
Yeah.
Questions from a 26 perspective? Good? Is that helpful? Yeah. Bordeaux.
Have you ever, I mean, great, you're good news, obviously. Have you ever said that your outlook on the market at whatever time might have been was not good?
Yeah, I'll tell you. It was March of 2022, and I got up here for 52 straight weeks trying to figure out how I was going to spin a positive message when the market was down 38%. Because in that period of time, my job, and from a leadership perspective, was to give you the motivation to want to continue to play the game. Playing the game, aka transacting. And that was a lot of you were in that around that period of time. It was a bloodbath.
Yeah.
Like it was a bloodbath. And so yes, I've been around, and we were all eating off the high hog in 21. And then February of 22 happened, and the geopolitical landscape changed, and rates went from 3.5% to 7.5%, and it went off like a spigot of a hose.
Your message was basically like, don't spend any money, save everything you have. Yeah.
Tighten your belt.
It was
Every subscription you own.
I was like, look, we just have to survive in advance. That was literally my message for a year. Survive in advance, survive in advance. And if you're still sitting here and you were working in that period, you did. Now, the good news is I think you're going to have some runway of building something really special. And for someone like yourself in your early 20s, you are positioning yourself to set yourself up for a long time. Yeah, Eddie.
When you were talking, you had mentioned about, tax policy incentives, this current administration. Is there anything currently, I keep pretty up to date with like what's going on politically? Haven't heard much. Is there any talk about anything like that in the works as of right now?
No.
That's just kind of like your thought process of where they're gonna kind of go with that.
Here's the truth. They're not going to want to do anything to stimulate inflation.
No. Yeah.
The economy is kind of stalled. And the baby boomer generation is holding on to trillions of net worth. And so I think they're going to do something. And also, I will say this is an apolitical statement. This is just my viewpoint on what's happening. The administration is really good at getting people, like I'm just going to use our industry, getting people to focus on something over here to create a distraction of what they actually want to do over here. Yeah. And so they wanted you to talk about 50-year mortgages, which was never going to come to fruition, I didn't believe. Because what I actually think they want to do is create a tax incentive in order to stimulate inventory turnover. And the tax incentive, again, I don't know anything. I'm literally just sharing you my thoughts. The tax incentive is to stimulate housing turnover, which will be some sort of estate tax or wealth transfer tax in order to do that.
I mean, when I saw it, I was like, wow, that's actually ingenious. That would be a really good way to stimulate it. That's why I was asking if there was actually.
I have no basis to that.
Okay, awesome. It's a really good idea. Okay.
Put it this way, if I was the president of the United States and I need to stimulate the economy through housing, that's how I would do it. No. I have no desires. I like doing this with you. No, he would never win. All right. I'm going to shift gears a little bit because it's January 6th, 2026. Okay. And I want to share with you a memo from 2016 that Jeff Bezos wrote to his shareholders. Okay. And every year he writes a shareholder memo around what the state of Amazon looks like. And if you've done any sort of studying about Amazon, Jeff, everything he does talks about the day one mindset, including, and this is why I included this picture, Amazon's world headquarters in Seattle, Washington. The name of the building is Day One. Okay. And this letter was shared with me years ago in a previous profession, but I've kept it because I think about it often. And I'd share with you a quick little clip of it first to help kind of set the stage.
Okay, I think this one is a very important question.
You can hear it.
What does day two look like? What does day two look like? I know the answer to this. Day two is stasis, followed by irrelevance, followed by excruciating, painful decline, followed by death. And that is why it is always day one.
So I went and looked at the memo that he drafted, and I correlated it to our industry. And I'm going to share that with you because I think as we embark upon where it is that we are and where it is that we're going, it's important to have at the forefront as to how we're going to attack the year. So here's how I correlate it to our industry. Jeff Bezos defines day two as stasis. Once you've achieved stasis, which is effectively complacency, it's followed by irrelevance, which is followed by an excruciatingly painful decline, followed by death. Okay. The mindset here as it relates to our business is this: no one cares how many homes you sold or the families you served in 2025. Don't bank on your established reputation to carry you forward. The attack mindset is you have to be hungry, you have to be lean, and you have to act like you don't have it. You have everything to prove and nothing to lose. You have everything to prove and nothing to lose. Because you have to be truly customer obsessed, not competitor obsessed. And I think our industry suffers from this a lot. Comparison is the thief of joy. Most of your peers obsess over what your other peers are doing or not doing, and then, oh, look at, this and the other. No one cares. Here's the truth. All customers are divinely discontent, even when they are happy. They want something better, they just don't know it yet. You don't want to wait for the client to ask for a better experience. You have to go invent it. If we are not obsessing over how to make the home buying or brokerage experience, again, this is how I think about it as well. How do we make the brokerage experience 10x better or easier? Someone else will. Be customer obsessed. Resist proxies. Process is not the point. And I hear this a lot in our industry too. As organizations grow, they manage to a process instead of a result. The trap is we followed our tried and true processes, so it's not our fault something fell apart. Oh, this fell apart, or that fell apart, or this fell apart, or that fell apart. We hear that in transactions all the time, right? The attack is The process is a tool, not the master. If process isn't serving the client or winning the deal, break it. We are in the business of outcomes. Create outcomes, not processes. Create outcomes. Next, high velocity decision making. Day two companies make high quality decisions, but they make them too slowly. Now, mind you, this memo was drafted in 2016. Today's 2026. I think this is more relevant today than it was 10 years ago. In today's market, speed is the competitive advantage in everything you do. You have to make most decisions with 70% of the information you wish you had. If you wait for the 90 to 100% of the information, you will already be too late. We don't need to, you can disagree and commit. We don't need consensus. We need movement. If the team has a vision, get on board and run with it. You can correct a moving car much faster and much easier than you can than the one that is parked. Embrace external trends. Don't fight the future. The world is changing. I thought about this in terms of his memo. We have AI, shifting markets, new technologies, legal battles, changing in commissions, whatever it might be. You can fight the trends and lose, or you can use them as a tailwind. Think back to August of 23, when everyone was worried about what was going to happen with buyer commissions. You're all here for it. We figured it out. Embrace external trends. And I use the example of the 90-10, 90-10 model that we've been kind of seeding with you over the last summer. 90% of your decisions or actions should take you 10 minutes or less to 90% completion, and the last 10% is where you create your value. Embrace external trends and move fast. So life's about choices. Choice A, you can be a day two organization, which is harvesting what we built until we slowly fade away. Or you can be a day one powerhouse. Every day you wake up obsessed with who your customer is. You move with lethal speed and you attack the market as if it's your first day on the job. Day one energy is all about rejecting complacency, cherishing innovation, and chasing disruption. So you have to attack 2026 like it's day one. You have to be hungry, you have to be inventive, and you have to be relentless. Relentless. Because you're entering into a period where I believe the tide is going to continue to rise for a period of time. And the speed in which you move and operate will determine the market share and income opportunity that you ultimately take advantage of. Make sense? So that's the day one mindset that I wanted to challenge you with as we embark on 2026. Cool? Cool. Last thing, total transparency, because we've had a lot of movement and a lot of moving and shaking. And we've been growing. And so I wanted to provide some transparency about how I think about the organization and how we're evolving. Fair? Cool. I'll make this brief. Where are we and where are we headed? Here's our flywheel. We have to think about every single day I wake up worried every single one of our agents can leave us. Every day I wake up paranoid. Okay? It's a little unhealthy obsession. But here's the truth. We have to grow through two areas. Get into business with highly productive people or make people become highly productive. Okay? From there, we have to drive a culture of productivity. When we drive a culture of productivity, you gain market share and influence. Your market share and influence is also our market share and influence. We're synonymous with each other. When we do that and you enter into a culture of productivity, you grow your market share and influence, it creates retention because we're delivering the tools and resources you need to become successful, and we didn't screw it up for you. And when you do that again, you will grow. And then the flywheel continues, which is how you create this ecosystem that is really powerful as it is today. It's how I think about our organization through these four buckets. Okay, here's our team. And this is our brand's promise and commitment. Okay, and the reason I say it's our brand promise and commitment is I hate the word value proposition. So if you use the word value proposition with your clients, I think you need to change it. You know why? Value proposition creates a value of what someone pays for what something they receives. It becomes very transactional. I think you should be articulating to your clients what is it that is your brand's promise and commitment into what you will deliver. Cost never comes part of the equation because you deliver on such a high level. This is what we want to be known for in our brand's promise and commitment. We're the premier residential real estate brokerage in southeastern Wisconsin, committed to delivering unparalleled agent experiences that empower growth, fuel success, and enriches the communities we serve. We believe in custom-tailored support, dynamic training, and vibrant and inclusive cultures that make business both purposeful and fun. That's our commitment. Okay? And here's how we view the agent population and what it is that we need to be and who we need to serve. The agent population is segmented into 3 parts. A brand new agent needs something vastly different than the Krickebergs or the Smiths. And I'm just using people I see across the room, right? A new agent's very different than the top end, and the experienced agent who might not yet have a team or not want a team have very different needs than those that have teams. Nicole Isaki is an example, right? This is how we view how we segment our population and how we deliver our brand's commitment to who it is that we need to serve. And this is driving the evolution of our ecosystem in terms of how we structure the organization moving forward. This is what I'm thinking about and how I'm challenging our leadership teams. When we bring people into the organization through growth and attraction, we have to deliver an agent services experience that delivers on transitions, onboardings, integrations, accountability, and engagement into our community. We have to have a team that drives the agent experiential in terms of our culture and events, our agent productivity through training, education, coaching, and consulting, our compliance and legal department to ensure your success through deal activity and mitigate your risk, our tech and marketing team in terms of how we provide a service infrastructure for both internal and external content, along with our AI strategy, our website strategy, and so on and so forth. And then our finance and operations team, how are we, quite frankly, refining it for speed to pay you on time when you expect it. This is how I'm thinking about how we lead our teams into the evolution as to who we are and what we're doing. Because we are, while you might only see 3 or 4 people from our team, the way the team works now across the entire organization is we operate as one. Each person on our team, whether you know it or not, touches Southwest. They don't always sit in Southwest. Does that make sense? And that's the power of the platform we're building, is we're trying to put people into positions of their absolute strength as to who they are as people, so that we can take and maximize your experience with us. Does that make sense? So this is where we are today. The purple is like our current market geographies where we plan to go deeper. And I have a 20-page deck if you really want to get bored in data that shows how we're going to continue to attack these markets and where I think other of our peers are vulnerable. And then here's where we're going. We're going to bridge a gap from the Southeast corridor, from Racine all the way up to downtown. We're going to get to work. Okay. By the way, there's no promises or timelines to this. I hope you're hearing that. This is just where we're headed. How long it takes us, I'll let you know. But I don't want to overpromise and then underdeliver. We just picked up roughly 150 million in production in the last 7 days in the Ozaukee County area, and we're going to start moving north and east. And we have a strong desire to start continuously moving south and west. The other reason why this is important is, one, I want you to hear this directly from me. We have no sets and desires outside of what this little footprint looks like for us. You're not going to see us move into Illinois or go chase this or chase that. It is totally dialed in to our core market in our core backyard. And we know that we can build an incredible infrastructure around supporting you at such a high level. The other piece of it, selfishly, I don't want any of our team members to feel as if I have to ask them to go live in an apartment in Green Bay, or that I have to go be away from my family of 4 kids under the age of 8. I want to take my kids to school every day and coach every sport I want to coach, and I can do that within this footprint. Make sense? Yeah. I'm just being totally transparent on where we are and what we're up to. So that's kind of the movement you're seeing in the agent shake of how this is all playing out and where it is that we're going, how I'm thinking about the ecosystem, how I'm trying to portray our day one mindset of how we're evolving the organization, how we're investing in resources. And, every day we wake up obsessed with our customer, which is the agent. We are a platform. We are not a consumer facing business. Our customer is the agent. We have to move with lethal speed, and we have to attack the market like it's our first day on the job. We have to reject complacency, we have to cherish innovation, and we have to chase disruption. And when we do, over the next 5 years, which I'm very bullish on in our region for our residential real estate market, we will win, you will win, everyone will win, and we're here to help serve you in that way. Cool? Helpful?
Awesome.
Love it. Guys, it's a pleasure to be in business with you. Yeah.
So there has been a lot of agent teams, a lot of production moving over.
Yeah,
I'm not just saying this to compliment what you and KW has built, but like I've never really questioned going somewhere else.
yeah,
We're not the cheapest brokerage to be with
yep,
by any means, but there's value there.
yeah,
Some of these teams that come over, you're like, you would have never thought they would left where they did.
yeah.
So
What's driving that?
What's driving that? Maybe when we're trying to have conversations with co-brokes that we like that are at some of these other brokerages that have moved.
Yeah,
What are they saying? Like, how did you
pull it
have the
off.
conversation? Yeah, yeah, I know, right? Like, I would assume that those people had pretty sweet deals where they were.
Yeah, they did. Like I'll just call it, Tony Wendorf could have written his ticket anywhere in the entire brokerage community.
Yeah.
He chose us. Here's the truth.
What was First Weber lacking and what were they looking for that?
Yeah, in what you're going to hear from me is not us versus any specific company.
Sure.
I'm only going to talk about us. I would make an argument's sake that I would put this team up against anybody in the industry in terms of who they are, the skill sets they have, and understanding this and understanding this. And that the challenge the brokerage community is having right now in southeastern Wisconsin, from my viewpoint, is actually, quite frankly, a lack of leadership with a clear direction. And so when agents feel uncertain, they go to places that have stability. And they look to our organization from a leadership structure, the stability we've created, the team we've put in place, and seeking security because they don't want to risk something they're uncertain as to where things are headed. And that's a very broad statement and a way of saying we're very clear at who we are. I think we're very clear at how I think we're going to continuously help you win. And we have a really great team who understands it and is aligned in serving you in that way. And I would tell you, especially with some of the people that have moved, like in Tony's team, he had 2 people that were in our environment for a long time. They left for Tony's team and now they're back. And that perspective was healthy for them to say, holy shit, it's not run like this elsewhere, you know? And so I say that just from a standpoint of, I think there's, you know, a lot of uncertainty and we have a pretty clear vision as to what we're doing and how we're going to serve you guys.
Yeah, like a team like ESOM too.
Yeah.
Well, and you hit the nail on the head. The co-brokes is the way to go, right? Like we have several more large teams and appointments that hopefully will be coming this way soon too. And it's because of the co-brokes that you guys are working with and the conversations and starters and the relationships that you're building with those people. That's how this starts. And then you're building your downline and the profit share.
Yeah. But this is, look, anybody who's moved in the last 60 to 90 days, ESOM inclusive, and, you know, some other things we're working on. The pitch has been really simple. Here's who we are. This is our vision. This is how we serve our people. And quite frankly, everyone's on the exact same platform and plan. You got to remember, every other environment, everybody's on a different split. Some people get marketing dollars, some people get bonuses, some people get this, some people get that. And what it does is it degrades the culture because everyone's competing with each other. In our environment, Tony's on the exact same plan as Jim Smith, who's newly licensed right off the street. You guys control the outcome to your income. What we do, to your point around cost, we have to look at how do we make it so that the value doesn't become a cost decision. And so then we take and reinvest in things like the AI app to get you speed of immediacy in a dates and deadlines business, or some of the other things we're working on.
For the people you hire.
Yeah.
And if growing your downline is something you're interested, come talk with me because I can tell you right now, there's 4 brokerages out there right now that are hurting and they don't cap. They don't have 100% cap like you guys do. And you're doing deals with them on the daily and they're high up in company dollar that they're paying and they're continuing to pay. So
Yeah.
they don't look at it like a, you know, like you said, we're not the cheapest, but we actually are a lot cheaper than you think because there's people out there doing 10, 12, $20 million and they're paying 15% on every single deal and it never stops. But they look at it minded, simple-minded. They're seeing it just on that transaction and that's all they're paying. They're not seeing it that their total they paid is triple what you paid.
But big piece of it, people come to brokerages for leadership and they leave brokerages because of leadership. Point blank. And some of the things that are happening right now is because of instability and leadership in other places.
Well, kudos to all of you.
Yeah. What else? Any other questions?
We're gonna need a bigger room.
Working on it.
He's willing to have.
I tell people all the time, 2 things agents bitch about. Not enough. Oh, shoot. I was on such a roll, I wasn't even thinking. Parking and office space. And I said, you want to know in the brokerage community, the 2 best problems you can have? Parking and office space, because it means you got something going on that other people desire to be a part of. And that's a great problem to have, you know?
100%.
So, yeah.
I have something that's totally not related. I don't
Yeah.
know if we're done with that yet or not. I'm just really one of my best friends, his son just got off of meniscus surgery. And had 12 huge bone chips removed from his ankle, and he's up for basketball player of the week. I am gonna post in the Southwest thing. If everybody could vote for him, that'd be amazing. His name is Tyler.
I voted yesterday.
I did too. He is a senior at Pewaukee High School. He's a small 6'6" or 6'7", literally at this point. And he's up for a couple scholarships at some schools that are scouting him. So if you could get this, that would help out too.
Awesome. We will do that. Buyer or seller needs? What do you guys got? Desperation? Yes. Tanya.
My name is Vicky. The buyer needs, I have 2. One is for someone, they're cash buyer around 500,000. They're open to the area. It has to be 3 bedrooms, 2 bath ranch. And they would like to have a little bit of land, not like on a tiny lot, but like just a little bit of a lot. If you have anything, please let me know. And then my other one is, they're up to 500,000, could maybe go a little bit higher, not cash, but they need a flat driveway. She has a medical condition where she can't have like a bump getting into the driveway. And it's very hard to find flat driveways. So if you go into a house or anything, you see anything in the like Franklin, Greenfield, Greendale, any of that area, just not well water, please let me know as soon as possible because it's very hard to find flat driveways for them. And they just found out the place they're staying in has mold and their landlord will not take care of it, so they need to get out.
Okay.
So those are my 2.
Awesome. All right, Eddie,
Also have 2 buyer needs.
will you say who you are and who you're with for the people online?
Eddie Martin with the Minor Realty Group. 2 buyer needs, older lady looking to downsize to a ranch in Brookfield, New Berlin, Elm Grove area. Can go up to 600,000. Really no bed or bath requirements. I mean, she would like at least 3 beds. Pretty easy going, but again, flat land would be biggest thing for her. Medical condition, looking to downsize from like a 5,000 square foot home currently. And then second buyer need is any condos in the Brookfield, north of 94. Pewaukee, Brookfield, all the way up to like Menominee Falls, Sussex area, they're open to. Minimum 2 bedrooms with a flex space or 3 bedrooms and at least 1.5 bath. What's hard with them is their budget is about 400, 410 would be the max.
Stairs?
They're okay with stairs.
All right, I saw another hand back here, right? Yep, Nicole.
Open to
Tanya, I have a 3 bedroom, 2 bath ranch in Delafield on 3 acres that goes live on Friday. So
Let's
till
talk.
Saturday, Sunday.
And this is why we do this, y'all.
Yeah.
All right, Lisa, and then I'll come to you, Alex, then Tony.
Lisa Cartledge with Level Up. I have, coming up on Thursday, I have a late 90s built ranch in Sussex. It is huge. It's, with finished, basement, it's 3,500 square feet, 4 to 5 bedrooms. The finished basement has a home theater in it and like a studio apartment for her, like 35-year-old son. So it's got like, not a full kitchen, but it's got a small cooktop and space for a fridge. It has 3.5 bathrooms. It's on over 2 acres, beautiful wooded lot. It's a really cool modern house. Like it was built in 1998 and they made it like they chose really contemporary styles for it. She's only the second owner. The person who built it won the lottery and built it.
Wow.
So go there and win the lottery, maybe.
It's got good juju.
25, coming up on, Thursday. And then going to
You're getting
Romania.
excited.
Thursday, I have a house on Hillcrest, 68th and Hillcrest, Wauwatosa in Washington Heights, the historic neighborhood. 4 beds, 2.5 baths, remodeled kitchen, the main bath and the half bath are remodeled. Beautiful character house, 750 in delayed Thursday, showing start next Thursday. And then I have a Franklin first floor condo starting Friday. 2 beds, 2 baths, 1 car attached garage. It's a lower unit. The flooring was all replaced in, within like 3 years. Quartz countertops. It's my mom's condo. She's moving to a senior apartment, and so that's live 250 live on Friday. And then I still have available for possibly a 1-party opportunity. There was a cool listing I had in the fall, just temporarily, down in Racine, Dover area that has like a huge party garage. So it's like 5-car garage with a party loft, and it's in a lake access community. Really cute farmhouse with like awesome bathroom and kitchen. That is 500. It's not on MLS right now, but see me if you have somebody for it. And that's everything for now.
Where was that one?
That one's
Racine, Dover. Okay. All right. Alex.
All right. Alex and Marco, let's go. I have a condo in Waukesha coming back on the market with a new furnace. It's 2 master bedrooms, 1 on the main floor, 1 on the upper with a loft, main floor, laundry, 1,800 plus square feet with a full basement and attached 2-car garage. It is $325.
Awesome.
Waukesha.
All right.
It's kind of right by Woodman's.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Tony G.
All right, I still have my Bayview listing. I'm sorry, Tony G and Greco, Mind Right Realty Group. I still have my Bayview listing on Ogden Street. The sellers are not interested in doing a price reduction, but willing to entertain fair and reasonable offers, which is always fun. But the only way I can tell people that, hey, put something on paper for me. It is a 3-bed, 1 full bath, a beautiful Bayview bungalow right in the heart of it. It's a really cool property. If you have any buyers shopping in or around that $300,000 range, please bring them through and put something on paper. I'd love the opportunity to present it. 2 listings that are going live, one this week. It's a condo in Jackson, 2-bed, 2-bath. Upper unit, vaulted ceilings, lots of updates and improvements with a 2-car attached garage. We also have a upper lower duplex on North 49th Street that's going to be listed next week at